Okay, so it is unusual for us to stream this many times in one day. Usually we would do just one long extended stream, but unfortunately I knew I wouldn't have the time for it, and I just could not wait to get my hands on the game effectively. So I am, let's see here, which account am I actually logged into right now? I think I'm logged into my main, which is weird because I did not think that the guild functionality was working on the main. But let's just do a quick little refresh and we'll be able to head in. So, carrying on from today's earlier streams, there was a big update in the Summoners Nexus app where a lot of new decks have... Okay, yeah, no, the guild functionality isn't working, so I shouldn't have pushed the button. So that means I'm on my main then. Yes? No, I'm not actually. Okay, alright. Alright. So, the Summoners Nexus app has gotten a massive update with a bunch of new decks, and so I am just here testing them, trying them out, seeing what's good with them, and so on and so forth, and really just trying to see if there's anything that's not working the way that it's supposed to. Now, the main thing with that is literally just playing as much as physically possible. I've done most of my testing against the AI, but now I think I need to test against other players, because I noticed in the last stream that there was a discrepancy with how certain effects worked. And I guess I knew this already, that I think the way that you battle against the AI is just different from how you battle against other players, because there are some things that arise as issues that just aren't in those situations. But anywho, so what I want to do is test the Ally of the Ancients ability, because what that effect is supposed to do is it is supposed to take the original attack of the... There's no real way to test the specific thing that I want to test, actually. Basically, if a card is destroyed by an Ancient Beast avatar, you are supposed to get a token equal to the stats of the destroyed card, but it's equal to its original attack. There's no real way for me to test that that's working properly, because the only cards in the game that can change original attack is Kalpa Banyan, and he just doesn't fit within the Forest Guard subset. Yeah, no, there's no real other way to do it, unfortunately. So we'll just have to skip out on Ally of the Ancients. We'll just have to skip out on testing Ally of the Ancients. At least in terms of it changing original attack and defense. Let's go defensive hard, and let's go in with the Daemon subset and see how well they're able to do. Wait, what did I choose? Did I choose defensive? Did I choose defensive? Because if I did, we lose. If I chose defensive, I don't think that there is a realistic way for this deck to deal with that. I mean, we can summon her out. Yeah, I chose defensive. I'm cooked. You know what? No. Because I already know off rip, the Daemon subset can only get up to 400 attack, right? Which means that no matter what you do, you are not getting past 2 defenders unless you've got backup support ready to go. Which means that you need to be supported by a subset like the Ancient Beast subset for that to work. So let's go in on a different approach. Let's try balanced. Let's try balanced hard. Right? Still difficult, still challenging, but not a literally impossible task to complete. Now, in terms of runes, I would go with Freeze first, and I would go with Incinerate. And Card Exchange, actually. I'm just going to go all in on the runes. We go 1 and 2. And as a defender, we can have her. Now, all these tokens get summoned out by my opponent. First things first, we activate Incinerate on... Let's activate Incinerate on the attacking card, and let's also freeze that same card. That way it's forced to sort of stew in the incineration, right? It's forced to lose more stats all at once. We can also card exchange here, discard this, and then we can do the boost. Inheritance of the Oni activates, and Blood Pact also activates, boosting us up to 400 attack in total, which will allow us to clear the 300 stat monster in our way. Card exchange draws us into nothing, unfortunately, nothing useful anyway. But we managed to leave a burn on our opponent. Now, there's not. What can I actually do in this situation? Yes, we want to attack with the red. We need to make sure that you attack with the right one. That way you don't accidentally destroy one of your core Daemon monsters, right? You can only have one of them be boosted up to 400. The other one is going to have 0 attack, so you need to make sure that the first one is always there to clear the way for the second so it doesn't destroy itself by attacking. Turn 2 rolls around. Please give me something nice off the top deck. I think it's just Ancient Beasts. Beautiful. How do I want to play this? How do I want to play this? Huh. Because there's no point in sending... There's no point in sending this guy to go fight. He's just going to get cooked. But if I try and send him down this way, he's also just going to get cooked. You know what? Let's have a little bit of faith. Let's have a little bit of faith. It depends on if these effects work the way that I think they do, which it's actually kind of hard to say. Let's see. Alright. So he rocks up. Let's activate. Let's actually boost up blue this time. And we'll Blood Pact him, putting him at a solid 400. Inheritance of the Oni, boosting up. Movement phase 1. Battle phase 1. We are forced to attack. Take him out. I have the option to attack with you, and I think there's a bug with this where even if I lose that fight, I think I would still get to activate my effect. I'm not going to, because that's not how it's intended to work, and the point of this is to test things the way that they're intended, right? The way it's supposed to be designed. Now, if this is working, I should get a token here. No token generated. Okay, so it's literally flipped on its head. The effect that's supposed to allow you to generate a token on destruction isn't working. The other one is. Got it. Okay, that's fine. I just need another Ancient Beast. Beautiful. Not beautiful, actually. Wait, hold on. I have nothing to defend myself with here. Wait, yes I do. What am I saying? I literally have you. Right? So we'll put him out. And we've just got the full Daemon subset, like, board. We can boost up to 400 on offense and 400 on defense. So we Inheritance of the Oni on south. Blood Pact on north. Descendants on west. And Soul Link on east. And that should put us on 400. That should put us at 400 on both fronts. Okay, light work. Now, what's going to happen here is Invictus is absolutely getting destroyed. Invictus will die. Invictus will crash and die. But I think because he's bugged, he will still generate a token. Let's see if that actually is a thing, or if it's just Valor that does that. No, if they are destroyed, they're generating tokens for some reason, which really should not be the case. I mean, I've already got that noted down, but I guess I can note it again. That at 9 minutes in, there's an example of Invictus doing it as well. right? 9 minutes in. Invictus made a token when he was destroyed, right? Just as like another way, another instance of evidence here. No, don't attack. No, don't attack. Movement phase 2. Oh, we can voyage here. We can voyage the enemies away in this situation, right? The token is forced to attack, unfortunately. But that's not so bad, really. And then we're able to contend with this wall. Yeah, no, there's nothing really to worry about in this situation. We don't need Voyage, so we're not going to activate that here. Turn 4 rolls around. And this is looking like a more or less done deal, right? There's no way for the AI to get through our defenses. I don't think. Yeah, no way for the AI to get through our defenses. Which means that we can just keep on laying on some offensive pressure. And we Blood Pact. Nope, I pushed the wrong button. That's okay, though. That just means he needs to Inheritance. You need to Descendants. This is the thing, though. Trying to remember the exact order in which things need to be done can be confusing. That's the only place where I find myself getting tripped up relatively consistently, is keeping things in the right order at the right pace. Because with these guys together, it is a lot of effects on the screen to keep track of. Movement phase 1, that stack moves up. Yeah, okay, I know that's the right number. That's the right number on the stack. My 400 attacker attacks through your defender, and I think this is lethal. I think this is lethal. It looks like the daemons work perfectly. I don't see a single issue with the daemon subset. They activate at the proper intervals. They boost in the proper way. Yeah, no, the daemon subset is fine, so I can take that off of my list. In truth, having played around with this quite a bit, there's nothing on here that I see. There's nothing on here that I see that isn't working. I've tested Calm. Calm works properly. Calm works perfectly the way that it's supposed to. The only thing I haven't really tested is Mount. And I guess we can just test Mount quickly now. Let's go. Balanced. Let's go. Actually, no. So that I can actually do the testing, let's go easy. Balanced, easy, so I can actually do the test. And we go in with the Ancient Beasts. And we see what they can do. Now, the card effect that I want to test here is... The card effect that needs to be tested here is... Mount. What's the best way to test Mount? I guess go you, and okay, yeah. I know what to do. And you. Alright. And don't chain. Movement phase 1. If I activate Mount here, I should be able to activate Leonidas's 2 of Leonidas's effects after doing this. Right? Now the target for this ability does need to glow. Yes, I want to attack. And I was reduced to 0 attack. Activate Ally of the Ancients. Summon a token in my assault zone. And she was reduced to 0 attack, so that's perfect. And I should be able to activate... nope, it's not working. I should have been able to activate Voyage here. Alright, Calm is working, but she's not the one that I targeted. Leonidas should have been able to activate Voyage here. So, let's mark that at 14 minutes in. The target of Mount did not get to activate a second effect. The target of Mount needs a UI display. Alright. Don't activate Calm. Don't activate Calm. I mean, we can activate Ally of the Ancients here. Put that in the counter zone. Okay, so that means we don't attack. Okay, so Mount appears to be the only Ancient Beast main effect that isn't working. Right, because I know for a fact that Mount works. Let's delete this. I know for a fact that Instruction works because I've used it multiple times. And I know that Voyage works as well in terms of its base functionality. It would need to be tested in more situations to see if it can be broken or if it is broken in some way. But for the time being, that's okay. I know that the Daemons are working on both sides. And I've highlighted the one problem that the Swamp Dwellers have, which is being forced to attack. So that's more or less it in terms of the immediate round of testing. The only thing now is to see what it's like facing another player, really. Right? So let's see what that looks like. Let me get my other phone up and running first. Oh, my goodness. Alright, so we click play. There we go. Now, I guess there's a few things to look out for, right? I want to see... Yeah, there's actually so many things to look out for in this situation. A bit more than I might be able to track on my own. I really wish Seluxus had been available. I texted him to see if he was free for a couple of games, but I didn't hear back, so I don't know that he's got time right now. I'm going to set up both the offense from me and the offense from my opponent. And then if I am an Ancient Beast player, I'm probably playing this turn 1. I'm probably playing this turn 1. And I might save the rest. And... Okay, so I know for a fact that my opponent has a solid board. I don't actually have a plan of attack. I'm literally just going to go back and forth with myself to see what can be done. Huh. Let's go freeze. I think I would try and bait the Dragon Dance. Right? My opponent might Dragon Dance in response to try and avoid being frozen, and then I could Incinerate. Why is there a copy of the cards? Okay, that's interesting. 19 minutes in. 19 minutes in, copy of the cards on the screen in the targeting menu for Incinerate. 19. The target cards in the window were duplicated when I activated Incinerate after freeze. Okay, now let's see here. Did that actually work? Oh yeah, I did. I shaved off 50 attack from Ryu. Don't activate this. Now, does Voyage let me target anything? Yes, it does. Okay, so here's the strategy. Here's the strat. Although that being said, my opponent is probably not just going to let me do that, right? In a world where it was an actual game, my opponent wouldn't just allow me to attack into them in this way, because you know that as soon as the Ancient Beasts get to attack you, you're screwed. I would come at him first with Leonidas, I would say. Oh? What's going on here? It looks like we have a freeze, and I genuinely have no idea what would have caused that. Everything was running smooth, and no effects were activated. 21. Game froze, no explanation. Right? That's a weird freeze. Usually that happens after an effect is activated for one reason or the other. Yo, Zane, how you doing, bro? What's good? Caught the third stream, man. Rather than doing like 1-2 hour stream, I knew I would have pockets of like 30 minutes at a time throughout the day. So I decided to just do that. And yeah, I'm now running into a few more bugs with this build, but overall, I'm still extremely happy with this build. It's got so many things in it. You can play the Ancient Beast subset now, you can play the Daemons, you can play the Swamp Dwellers, and then the things that were already there, like the Wandering subset and the Forest Guard subset, still work, of course. So it's now just like actually seeing how they play off of each other, and what the stats are like. And honestly, the Ancient Beast subset, I forgot just how strong they were, right? Because like even without their runes, the runes haven't been coded in yet, right? How it's going to work is we've got the Ancient Beast monsters, and then we've got Ancient Beasts, we've got Swamp Dwellers, we've got Daemons, and then we are going to get the Reaper avatars next week, or this coming week rather. And then after that, like the week, maybe 2 weeks after, we'll get the runes for the Ancient Beast subset and the Reaper subset. So it's a completely incomplete subset. And yet they are still able to do exceedingly and exceptionally well, which is really, really good. Yo, Jojo, what's good, man? How you doing? I'm chilling. I am going through, checking out some new cards that were added into the game, and just like stress testing them. I feel like I've gotten most of what I need out of the build in terms of like testing and footage and so on and so forth. Now it's more so just like playing around with it and having a little bit of fun with it. How's the newest build? It runs well. There are a couple of bugs with the new cards that were added, or things that were added that I don't want to function the way that they do. Did I choose aggressive? I think I chose aggressive. Let's go aggressive hard, and let's take the Ancient Beasts into it. Right? There are a few things that don't interact the way that I would have loved, but all things considered, it runs very, very well. Let's go you and you. For runes, we go Incinerate, we go Card Exchange, and we go Freeze. And we see what they've got for us. I mean, we know what they've got for us. We've seen it before. Now, there's a bug in this version, for example, where normally the Ancient Beasts, if they destroy a card, they generate a token for the stats of the cards they that they destroyed. But in this version, even when the Ancient Beasts are destroyed, they can still generate that token, which obviously should not be the case. But we'll get on top of it. Now, how I want to do this. I think I will incinerate you. I think I'll incinerate the sand token, and I will also freeze the sand token, so it has a little bit of time to stew in that burn. And then we activate this, discard Exorcism because we will not need it. We won't be activating Mount, so hopefully we draw something useful. Oh, okay, it was completely useless. Never mind. What we drew was completely useless, but that's okay. So, movement phase 1 rolls around. Don't chain. And honestly, don't chain. I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried even going up against the aggressive version of the AI and even with no runes, because that's just how dominant the ancient beasts have proven themselves to be so far. Don't mount, and we may as well hold off on the attack. There's no need to, right? There's no need to push the offensive right now. The wave will end, and we're out of meaningful runes to activate. It's going to come purely down to monster effects. But again, even with that, I am not worried in the slightest, because this deck is really, really strong. Activate you, opponent's defense zone. Activate you, opponent's defense zone. And we'll save the daemon in our hand until we draw a second daemon, because it's completely worthless until we have 2 of them, which is why the daemon subset is so weak. Don't mount. Now, when the bug happens, I'm actually not going to activate the effect, because she's going to swing in and try and activate her effect when she gets destroyed based on the current bug that exists in the game, right? Oh, she didn't. Okay, so I guess it's an inconsistent bug. That is actually how the interaction was supposed to work. She wasn't supposed to generate a token there. Let's go Assault Zone for this token. I might come to regret that, actually. Hold on. Did I need that? I don't feel like I needed that. Oh, okay. No, this is fine, though. This is fine. This is fine. Let's go Instruction. And it doesn't really matter who we give the instruction to, or take the instruction from. We'll teach him Ally of the Ancients. Show them who's the aggressive one. No, literally. I can't wait for the beta test period for this game. It will be fun to finally play the game. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. And just seeing how many of these effects are actually, like, in play. No, don't attack with Invictus. Yes, attack with Leonidas. Because that will allow us to Ally of the Ancients in the defense zone this time around. And I actually kind of wish I had waited for Instruction. Oh, shoot, he didn't attack Nadia. No, he attacked the token. Okay, cool. And it still has all of its attack. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Light, 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 light. So my stats right now, I'm sitting at 200 on one, 100 on the other. I've got some defense now, which is cool. But I do care more about you for the offensive potential. Declaration phase rolls around. Now, I actually forgot it would be 2 attackers. I actually forgot it would be 2 attackers. Do we Voyage here? Ooh, I think we maybe Voyage here. I think we maybe Voyage and just go for as much damage as possible. Because that'll be 500 plus 200. Yeah, no, we just Voyage. We just Voyage and win. No, I would lose 300. I would lose 300. So it's 200 plus 200. That's only 400 points of damage. That's not enough for lethal. That's not enough for lethal. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, let's Descendants of the Oni first. We will also Inheritance of the Oni. We will also, I think we Instruction this. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm panicking now a little bit. I'm panicking. Let's Calm. Let's tribute you, and we will calm the sand token. And instruction the card that is left over. Oh, wait, no, we tributed that card. I'm misplaying heavy. We'll teach Voyage to the last remaining token. Don't activate. I'm low on effect time, bro. I've got maybe room for one effect on me at present. Don't activate. No, let's go! I actually did not realize he would be there. So that's 400 to the face. Nah, we win. That's 500 to the face that we're dealing this turn. He's gonna summon, he's gonna over-summon. Ooh, I wanted you to be the one that attacked second. Ah, no! No! My Daemons! Shoot. 0 attack, and I think you should be on 50 attack, so we're not in danger. We're not in active danger, right? He's got 50 attack, and he's not going to summon anything new. And he's only on 100 life points, which means he's going to summon next turn, kill himself. We win on life automatically, because he will have 0 life at the end of the turn. Okay, cool. No, we've won. We've won unless... Yeah, no, that's light. I mean, we could... all of my cards are going to die. 200 attack, 100 attack, and this guy can't boost himself up because we didn't draw into a Daemon. So in a situation where my opponent hadn't drained their own Nexus gauge to 0, like if this were an intelligent player, I'd be cooked. I'm only able to survive this because it's AI. When this swing takes place, again, that glitch where cards being destroyed still summon tokens. Okay, so this time it did happen. So this is what I mean. Before it was if I get destroyed at all, I would get to summon a token. Now it's actually working kind of correctly, where if I destroy you, but I in the process am destroyed, I am still given the option to generate a rider token, which would be a really, really good buff. But it's a buff that I only want to give to Nadia and Dominus Rex because they have Ally of the Ancients Plus, which I feel like should be significantly better. Plus Ally of the Ancients only works on offense. Plus works on offense and defense. And I think it's just valid to give them the ability to still get their benefits even if they're destroyed, right? But yeah, no, that's light work. Sounds kind of busted. Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, being able to do it even if you're destroyed in the process, which would mean that the effect activates from the graveyard, that was never the intention, right? So, Leonidas, Invictus, Valor, I don't want them to have that ability. Damn straight CEO wins, right? But yeah, no, I don't want them to have that ability. But I think I feel like I'm willing to give it a try with Nadia and Rex, just to make it a bit more meaningful, because it is genuine. Like when you're playing against a person, it is genuinely hard to sometimes get your tokens out, to get your tokens on the board with the thing. I could be imagining things. Does the game run smoother? It's because we're playing against the AI. We're not having to deal with online connectivity, right? The game will always run smoother when you're in the training mode, just because like it doesn't have to process the data from one player to the next, so we're not passing priority back and forth. So sometimes you'll experience a delay, sort of it's like the toggle in Duel Links, basically, where it's like, oh, you have to wait for your opponent to make a move, you have to wait for your opponent to respond, the game has to check if your opponent wants to do anything, whereas when you're playing against the AI, it doesn't have to do any of those checks, so it runs faster. But yeah, the only real thing here is, actually, let's see what it looks like, because I've made a combination deck, which is Shrek the Third, where it combines the Wandering subset with the Swamp Dweller subset, and it's so cool seeing the combo that we envisioned back when this was still a training simulator, like actually in practice, where you normal summon this guy turn 1, and then you use card exchange to pitch this one to the graveyard, because this one's effect will allow you to summon that one from the graveyard. So you draw a card off of card exchange, then summon the card you discarded from off card exchange from the graveyard, and then he searches your deck and adds this one to your hand. So in that one play, you're adding 2 cards to your hand, and you're setting yourself up to summon a rank 3 for basically free on the next turn. It's just a really, really good combo. It's broken right now. It doesn't work the way that it's supposed to, because there's a thing where normally, if a card on the turn a card is summoned, it doesn't have to attack. But right now, anything that's being contract summoned, i.e. summoned via an effect, is being forced to attack the turn that it is summoned. And bro only has 100 attacks, so he's not living that. He's not surviving that. So once that's fixed, it will be a very meaningful way to get a rank 3 on the field. Yes, he only has 150 attack, but on summon, he can reduce the attack of a card on the field by 150, so he has an effective 300 stat body. And you would only need to pay, I think it's 50? Yeah, you're only paying 50 instead of the full 200 to summon him out. For a 300 stat body with that combo. It's actually pretty damn good. It's pretty damn good. And in a situation where you don't want that stat boost, you can just summon this card and curse another card on the field, which is very, very useful. Because let's say there's a body that you just can't get over or is causing too many problems, you can just send it to the graveyard automatically. Like something like a Hadrian or a Selenis or whatever it is. You can just say, hey, I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to just get rid of you. Actually, no, you couldn't do this to Hadrian because it only works on rank 1s and 2s. So probably like a support-oriented avatar if you don't have another way of dealing with it. But I feel like more often than not, Monster Hunt is what's going to be used. Right? So this deck, I think, is going to be solid once the bug is fixed. Like a solid way to get decent stats on the board without interrupting the Wandering subset's plays too much, because you go turn 1, you summon Imarag, you summon Boss Guardian, and you summon Mraiga. So you have a... Is that 450? No, that's a 400 defensive wall, right? With the potential to draw a card if Boss Guardian is destroyed. And then you're also setting up to, on the next turn, summon out Brarog and so on and so forth. And then the next turn you also summon Ryu. You actually have to pay his cost, unfortunately. And then whatever else you've drawn from these cards. Because remember, you drew a card off of card exchange. There's your draw for the turn. And if Boss Guardian was destroyed, that's another card for you to draw in that instance. Right? Oh, okay, so what I kind of want to do... is maybe make another... The problem is, if I wanted to combine the Ancient Beast subset and the Wandering subset... I mean, I can. It just means I can't play with Ryu. Right? Because if I go over here... If I say Ancient Beasts... We go... Let's put... Actually, no. We want you in the hand. We want... What am I doing? We want you in the hand. We want you in the hand. And I feel like we want you in the hand, probably. I'm now of the opinion that these are the 3 best Ancient Beasts. Leonidas isn't all he's cracked up to be. The Ancient Beast runes don't work yet. So we'll just move right on over to Wandering. Now, we can't play Ryu. We don't need Mraiga in hand because we've already got defense. So we go Tuertian... And I think we go Tuertian and Wukong for offense. Right? Tuertian, Wukong, offense. In our resource deck, I guess Mraiga as a backup dancer. So that's 3. We want Phoenix, of course. Huh. Who do I actually want? We'll take Phoenix. We'll take Reyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 1 more. I only have space for 1 more. I feel like without Ryu, Mokus doesn't get as much value. Yeah, without Ryu, Mokus doesn't get as much value, and Boss Guardian wouldn't make sense to have in the resource deck. So let's go Hui. And that's the wandering half of this solved. Let's get the runes first before we change scenes, or before we change locations. Journey's End might be useful. Wandering Gaze, probably not. Zodiac Spear. In a real game, yes, but against the AI training mode, no. Zodiac Barrier. Put you in the resource. Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is. Okay, next we just get the last of the Ancient Beast monsters that we want. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, I'm just bad at math. Okay, and we will leave out Valor, who I now actually believe is the weakest of the Ancient Beasts. I used to think that it was Invictus, but seeing it in practice, nah, it's Valor. We want to incinerate turn 1. And maybe freeze? Maybe freeze? Shield Wall can be useful. I don't think Card Exchange will actually be useful for anything. Okay, that bug is back. Hold on, 41 minutes in. I keep on tapping, and I keep tapping the things behind the cards. So whatever causes that error is back, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's annoying more so than game breaking. Right? Put you in resource. Yeah, I literally can't get to it. Okay, finally, thank you. And this deck is valid. Let's call it Ancient Journey. And let's see how it does against the AI. Yes, let's go. Let's go balanced. I don't know, I just always feel like balanced is a good way to test things. Let me go Ancient Journey. I do not like this mat. No. I want a different mat immediately. I think I only had that one on for like a showcase. Where's my favorite one? I don't like this map. Proceed to surrender. No, but yeah, exactly. Let's equip this. Let's equip this. And let's equip this. 100% TCG. No, because it's like, why would I go through a whole contest with a map that I don't like? Like, that would be ridiculous of me to do. Balanced, hard, Ancient Journey. All right, let's lock in. Yeah, this is a lot better. This is a lot better. Right? Now, for my turn 1, let's go. The AI is going balanced. Let's go. Ooh. Let's combo a little. Let's go 1 opponent's defense zone. 2 opponent's defense zone. And then let's go freeze and incinerate and end turn. Now, we've got some big stats coming our way, but that's alright. We're not going to leap. We are going to freeze our opponent's attacking card. Oh, I like all these cards. Oh no. Okay, I guess we'll get rid of Journey's End. And freeze you, as well as incinerating you. That way we get the two-turn bop on it. Right? Bring you down a notch or two to allow us to deal with you a bit more easily later. Movement phase 1 happens, and I need to attack with Tuition first. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We swing in with Torsion. We bound to get Torsion back. Torsion gets bounded back into our hand. And then we attack with you now having reduced stats, allowing us to guarantee the creation of a token with 300 attack right at the beginning of the game. That's light work. That's light work. Okay, sick. Movement phase 2 rolls around. We move up. No need to activate Calm here. Right? There's no need. There's really no need. Wave end. No need to do nothing. Don't need to do too much here. What does Barrier say? I think Zodiac Barrier works with cards from other subsets. Hold on. Because I never specified that the target card needed to be a wandering monster. Let's sacrifice Rex. And throw these two back into... Wait, no, if I bring these guys out at the same time as Rex, they're gonna boost him up. Right? I want Rex to specifically be at 50 attack less than him. That way Rex doesn't kill it. Oh, what I was planning doesn't work that well then. Okay. No, we'll do this. We'll do this. Oh, this is hard. I kind of want to leap. No, that 50 attack is worth too much. That 50 attack is worth too much. We're not going to go for it. We're not going to go for it. Honestly, this is feeling more like an Ancient Beast showcase and like a combo deck. Alright, now we can Instruction immediately because Invictus is going to die. So let's instruct the Rider token with Ally of the Ancients to make sure that it is able to generate tokens for us when it breaks things. Now, unfortunately for us, I'm going to pretend that I taught it Ally of the Ancients Plus and pretend that Ally of the Ancients Plus works the way that it's supposed to. Right? Because when it destroys this card, it will also be destroyed and it'll still generate the token. Now, if it was working the way that it was supposed to, it would be that Ally of the Ancients Plus does that and the regular Ally of the Ancients doesn't. But then I would have just changed the card that I was instructing in that situation. Can I get more value out of this? What if I calm? No, there's no point. There's really no point. There's really no point. Right, we've already put in all of this work. There's really no point in making this more complicated than it needs to be. Attack directly for 100. Now we can start dealing a little bit of damage, although not much, realistically speaking, because we're about to be destroyed. Okay, no, we're solid. We're solid. We're gonna get another token out. What? Right, the tokens are being forced to attack the turn that they're summoned. No! Oh, I forgot about that bug. Okay, so we're a little bit screwed right now. Damn. Okay. Let's say it's a feature. I mean, at this point, yeah. Okay. Ooh, I have an idea. We go Barrier, Exorcism, Anim, Torsion, Reyes, Wukong. Okay, alright. This is beautiful. I think. So, the wave will start, and we're going to leap. Because I want Invictus to survive for a little while longer. Let's Monkey King, boost our attack up, And then let's Zodiac Barrier to protect Tuition, and we're going to protect it using the Phoenix. I've just realized that the thing that I wanted to do doesn't entirely work, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Right? Zodiac Barrier activates. Monkey King activates. Leap activates. We're looking good. Movement phase 1 comes around. We're at 250. We are going to Rite of Ashes to boost ourselves up to, I believe that'll be 400. We can Wandering Anim here and get back. Wait, what? What does Anim say? When Wandering Avatars, add a Wandering Avatar from your graveyard to your hand. Nope, this is incorrect. 50 minutes in, we should not be able to get anything that is not a Wandering Avatar from the graveyard with that effect. Alright? Okay, so we're at 400 and we are fortified. We swing in, yes. We swing in. Do we swing with you? I don't think we swing with you. We allow you to attack. And then the battle phase... Oh, wait, no. Then you're going to do your attack as well, obviously. Right? Yo, Grim, take care, man. You're gonna head out? That's absolutely fine. No worries. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for hanging out for a bit in the back. Right? Movement phase 2 rolls around. We activate Instruction immediately because that token is going to be forced to attack. Teach it Ally of the Ancients. And then we also immediately activate Exorcism on Tuition so that it doesn't suffer from the burn for any longer. The reason why I couldn't activate Exorcism was because that also would have removed the fortification. It would no longer have been fortified if I had done that any sooner. Now, Tuition still can't attack directly, but I don't need it to. That's not what Tuition is here for. An Ally of the Ancients should trigger, allowing me to get this summon off. What? Why didn't that work? Where is my token? Alright. Well, anyway, I'll use this time now to note down that at 50 minutes in, Wandering Anim is only supposed to retrieve Wandering Avatars from the graveyard. Okay, what do we got here? I mean, we've got Phoenix back, which is cool. We've got Phoenix back, which is cool. We can summon you out. I mean, our opponent is going to summon all 3 cards. They're only going to have 100 left. No, I think we've won. I think we've won off of this. Just in case, I will prepare a response. And we can card exchange to try and get more cards. Because I would really like an avatar in this situation. And card exchange, see what we get. Don't chain. We just got another rune. That's fine. Okay, no, I think that is the W. Because the first card on the field to attack will be Tuition at 400. This was actually easy. I'm amazed at how much easier this was than when I tried to do it myself. In fact, if I want to, since he's going to die anyway, I can just Wild Roar this. Yeah, I can just Wild Roar this to take you out with me. I don't need to. I could have let him keep on coming so that I can make a token out of him. But it looks like we don't need that because Reyes goes in for lethal. GG's. Light work. Okay, so that is 2 duels tested. And I actually want to note down the Ancient Beast avatar not making a token. 51 Rider token that was instructed did not make a token of his own. Right? And with that being said, I think I can call it there. Right? this is a phenomenal build. It's just always so cool to have new card effects to play around with, and getting a full subset's worth of cards is just like, it makes it feel like a trading card game where it's like, okay, yeah, there's numerous things, numerous strategies that can be employed. Up until now, you are playing one of two decks. You are playing the Wandering subset, or you are playing the Ancient Beast subset. Now you can play the Wandering subset mixed with the Ancient Beast subset. You can play the Wandering subset mixed with the Swamp Dweller subset. You can play the Forest Guard subset mixed with the Daemon subset, or just a pure Forest Guard subset, or just a pure Wandering subset, or you can play the Ancient Beast subset mixed with the Swamp Dwellers and the Daemon subset, or you can just play the Swamp Dwellers and the Daemons mixed with generic cards, the Ancient Beast mixed with generic cards, and you can still play the Wandering subset and the Forest Guard subset with those generic cards. So yeah, no, it's just a lot you can do. Careful not to make cards too generic. I mean, what do you mean? As in, like, deck building variety? Because that's absolutely the intention, right? Because the hope is that you will be able to mix things together freely despite the synergy system. You won't be able to do everything. Like, for example, you can't currently make a Forest Guard Ancient Beast deck. It's physically impossible at present. Right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, the synergy rating it doesn't matter how generic a card is. Again, I don't know what you mean by the word generic specifically. As if you mean like staples, the synergy system completely fixes that. And if a card is too powerful or too easy to mix into other places, just increase its synergy rating, right? You can't have two SR 6+ cards in deck, so you choose your broken. Exactly, right? You have to choose which version of broken you want to play effectively. You can't have both, and yeah, it's just it feels solid. It feels solid, like because the Forest Guard subset is extremely strong, right? It's very good with its combos. It's very good at stall. Oh, the Forest Guard Ancient Beast would be disgusting, because the thing about the Forest Guard subset is they are really, really good at wasting your time, at least in the early game, where it's like, okay, you try and attack them, well, Minos says Forest Labyrinth, no, you don't get to attack. Then you try and use your second attack, well, Kalpa Banyan flops, it switches your attack and defense, and so now you still don't get to attack, and so on and so forth. And imagine being able to do that attack and defense swap combined with the Ancient Beast. That would be nutty, right? It would be very situational. You have to really plan around how you were going to do it, but that would be crazy. But they can't be played together because the Forest Guard subset have multiple cards with a synergy rating of 8. There are a few with a synergy rating of 6, but there aren't up to 6 cards with the synergy rating of 6. So I mean, I guess technically you could do it. I think there are 3 cards with a synergy rating of 6. So you could put in 3 dead cards in your deck that won't be able to activate their effects, and then mix those 3 with the Ancient Beast. I mean, hold on. Let's theorize this. Right, I'm actually curious now, because if I go deck 6, if I go Forest Guard, and I say, okay, nope, you've got a rating of 8, you've got a rating of 6, you've got a rating of 8, you've got a rating of 8, you've got a rating of 8, you've got a rating of 6. Oh, wait, hold on. You've got a rating of 6. Oh, wait. This could be nutty. And you've got a rating of 6. And then everything else in this deck is an 8. Yeah, those are the only 4 cards in the deck with a rating of 6. Which means that in theory, if I were to just throw this in as a dead defensive card in my deck, and I were to throw this in, I mean, this is probably a better dead defensive card than the other one, right? Are there any other cards that might be meaningful? No, those would be the best cards to throw in as my generic defense option. Hold on. Maybe you could cook with this. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go Forest Wall. I think you might actually be able to cook with this. This could be complete ass, but this could also be really, really good. Let's go Forest Woodland. Let's go Forest Emergence. It means that you have to have 2 completely useless cards in your deck, unfortunately, right? But if you are willing to have those 2 completely useless cards in this deck, then it can work. This can go in Resource. I feel like Emergence can also go in Resource. Now we go over to the Ancient Beast monsters. Card exchange. No, but the problem is, since they themselves don't have active synergy, like if you look at them, they're not lit up green. They can't go in your hand, which means you would have to hard draw them from the deck to then use with card exchange, which if you're willing to wait for that, then fine, fair enough. They will eventually be card exchange fodder. But if they're the last things in your deck, then, you know, that's it's not a consistent thing. So I feel like that is a good downside for there to be. And since I don't have a defensive card in hand, Nadia fills the slot in hand. Hold on. Hold on. Nadia fills the slot in hand, the first slot. Oh, but then I do have to get lucky in terms of what I draw. Unless maybe Kalpa Banyan doesn't need to be in the hand. Because the cards that generate the counters for me are Selenis and Forge. Minos is the most meaningful card to have that I'm allowed to have. Banyan is cool and everything. Banyan is useful for disruption, but maybe he doesn't go in the hand, and instead we put in Invictus, because he's very, very good. We can put in... I kind of want Dominus Rex because he's cheap over a card like... Oh, that's my 4 Ancient Beasts. Okay, yeah. And then we put Banyan in the resource deck. Nope, wrong cards. Oops. Let's put Banyan in resource, and then we get some generic runes to fill the missing slots. I've never actually considered this before as being viable, but yeah, technically this works. Oh, this is annoying. Yeah, no, they need to fix this. I thought it was fixed already, but I guess whatever caused that bug is back. I mean, I could have card exchange in my hand, but there's not a single card in my hand that I would want to discard. Which means that freeze is also a bad pick. Yeah, I feel like this strategy will get better as more runes get introduced into the game. But until I hard draw either of these two cards, I don't want to discard anything, so I'll put freeze in the resource as well. Shield Wall obviously goes in resource, and card exchange goes in resource. Damn. Okay. Let's take this. Let's take this somewhere. I'll call you Mystic Forest. I can't spell. What is happening? Okay, I'm actually really excited to see how well this plays. Yes, I'd like to train with Ignis. Let's go Balance, let's go Hard, and let's go Mystic Forest. Now, a few things to note. Minos can only use its effect to protect... Ooh, actually, hold on. Already we face an issue. But it's an issue with a solution. Thanks, Saul. How do we do this? Maybe we just don't summon Nadia turn 1, because she will just die. Even if Incinerate is used. So I guess we defend ourselves with Selenis. Maybe we just don't defend ourselves turn 1. Yeah, maybe we just take a hit turn 1. Maybe we just allow ourselves to get hit. We go 1, wall, and startup. Okay. This obviously wouldn't work in a real game because you wouldn't know what's coming. But we can Nature's Forge, start building up tons of counters. Don't chain. Nature's Forge, Tutelage activates. Movement phase 1 rolls around. We will incinerate onto this card that's coming our way, just so we take a little bit less damage. Place our first counter on you. Forest Guard Startup. Place a counter on Selenis, and the other counter goes on to Minos. And I don't feel like we need... I'm not going to attack here, right? If I were to get my boost, I have 4 counters. So that would mean my boost will give me 200, putting me at 350. I can beat over this opponent. Do I want to is the question. I'm going to say no. Let's not attack turn 1. We are going to take a big hit, unfortunately. But I think it's worth it. Minus 250 feels bad, but the only point in your Nexus Gauge that matters is the last one. That's not true at all, actually. You need points to summon cards. You need points to summon cards. That's not true at all. Every single point matters. Destroy Selenis, activate Forest Wall to protect him from his own destruction. That places a counter on Minos, so we basically just trade a counter for a counter. Okay, and we're good. Now. Please don't draw a Forest Guard card. No! Wait, no, this is good. This is okay. But you have 0 defense. You have 0 defense, bro. I think we use him as a shield here. Summon Invictus. Aim for the defense zone. We have freeze. No! Oh, I didn't mean to push end. I meant to push undo. Brother. Okay. Alright. Okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. We're not going to be able to activate tutelage this turn then. That's okay. These things happen. Oh, I'm so angry. I'm so angry. We're going to lose Forge. Goblin Forge dies here. I meant to put this on the field so he would be able to survive, but he won't. Goblin Forge is dead. And it's my fault. I killed him. And we lose 2 counters because of that. Oh my goodness. Losing 2 counters off of that is horrendous. Actually, wait a second. No, Goblin Forge lives. Invictus is the one who dies. Or rather, I can allow Goblin Forge to live by sacrificing Invictus, which I think I absolutely will do. No, I'm going to let him... No, we're going to let Goblin Forge die. We're going to lose those 2 counters. Because we can get a very big token off of this. Don't tutelage. Okay, let's see if we can bring this back. Around. This wasn't going too poorly until then. I'm curious because, I mean, I guess he is technically still incinerated, but the fire is still there, so I wonder if it's going to go away when it's supposed to. We summon you, aim for the defense zone. We will set freeze, set exorcism, and Woodland isn't something that I want to activate this turn. So I think we will just discard Woodland instead. Yeah, we're just going to discard Woodland here. End. Okay. Oh, but we can't activate freeze when I want to activate it. Yeah, there's not enough synergy between these decks. Right? Because I want to activate freeze immediately so that I can allow Leonidas to get through in time. But then I won't get the counters that I need for Selenis. No, I'm gonna have to just hold off on it. I'll just hold off and do things a slightly different way or in a slightly different order. I mean, freeze is literally pointless here. Let's go with exorcism. We can exercise Selenis, it literally doesn't matter. Generate a counter. Where's my counter? What's our time code? Nah, an hour and 9 minutes in, we did not get a counter off of Exorcism. Let's activate Freeze. Discard you. Select a target, may as well be you as well. Where's my counter? What? Okay, 1 hour and 9 minutes in. Don't activate this yet. No, don't attack. He attacks first, causing a token to be created. Put it in the assault zone. She gets attacked, also generating a token, which we'll put in the assault zone. So we're stacked now. Right? Just a bit of patience and we end up stacked. And I didn't get my option to activate Minos. I mean, if we voyage here, there's really no difference. There's no point. Right? One of the tokens is going to die either way. So we may as well just leave it. Exorcism and Freeze did not give counters. And then at... Let's destroy Selenis. And then at 4:10... Sorry, 1:10... Minos did not get a prompt to activate when he attacked. Okay, alright. And we... Oh, this is a preparation phase. I mean, this is a literal dud. We've got Shield Wall, which isn't... Wow, we are behind on life points. My goodness. Goodness golly gosh. Okay. 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 Shoot. I think we turn it around on this turn. Let's put this here so that they don't get through our defenses. What turn is it? It's turn 4. Do I have... Okay, no, I think I have enough time. Because now that he's summoned stuff... he's gone down in life enough that I think I'll be good. Let's immediately activate Instruction. Take a lesson from you. Teach Ally of the Ancients to our token. Don't chain. Honestly, Ancient Beast carried. Ancient Beast carried. Like, this is not as good of a combination as I would have thought. I mean, I did misplay once, in fairness. There was a misplay from me. I'm on 0. 50 times 5. 25. Okay, I can activate this now. I'll only be at 250, so I won't be the strongest card on the field. So Forest Guardian boosts me up. Yep, to 250. Don't activate Calm. The first card to attack should be the token into the token, which should Ally of the Ancients into a new one for me, Assault Zone. Beautiful. He attacks, which valid. I think I forced my opponent to waste more life points here, is the play. I think forcing my opponent to waste life points on summons is the actual play here, because here I have... Actually, no, I think I have lethal here. He's on 50. Yeah, no, I have game. Okay, I don't need to do too much thinking. I really don't need to do all this thinking. We're just going to let that happen. Yeah, we just let that happen. Worst case scenario, just in case, I will activate Calm here to reduce the attack of this token so I can generate another token off of it next turn. If we make it that far. But no, I think this is it. I think I literally have exactly enough for lethal. Yep. Yeah, that's perfect. That's GG's. That's GG's. We had exactly enough. Perfect. Woof. Okay. I feel like I made it more challenging by incorporating the Forest Guard subset rather than easier. There just wasn't the level of synergy that I was expecting, or that I had theorized potentially. So yeah, no, I guess that is just proof that the synergy system works the way that it's supposed to. Decks that aren't supposed to be together probably shouldn't be together, but I guess you can do it. Which card did not get counters upon rune activation? So Selenis had activated Tutelage, which meant that when I activated Exorcism and when I activated Freeze, he should have placed a counter on any of the other Forest Guard cards that were on the field. Specifically, Minos is where I was going to place them, but I didn't get the option to. Place any counters off of Selenis' effect for whatever reason. So I'm just gonna note that down, and hopefully. Hopefully they're able to look into whatever caused that. But yeah, no, that is solid. That is solid. I think one of my next big steps that I want to take is to invest into hiring someone whose job it is to just literally play this game all day. Just like 24/7 and go back and forth with it, look for bugs, look for errors, understand it completely. And then at the same time, play and balance and like test other cards in the game. Like the cards that haven't been released yet will also be a big part of their role/job description. So all of the cards that have been planned for the year, because year 0 is done, we've done the balancing for all of year 0. Doing the balancing for year 1 would come next. So I guess I would need 2 people for that actually, but that's something that I could probably do. But yeah, that's it for me. Anyway, thank you guys for coming to hang out. This build is... God, I love this build so much. I just love having more decks in the game because it makes it start to feel more like a game. I'm very, very glad I made the decision to delay the open beta, because what would have happened is the time that I've spent adding these new cards would have been spent polishing what we already have to get it to open beta ready, right? But as things currently stand, instead of spending time on polish, we've been spending time on like adding things in development and the AI and so on and so forth. And I'm very, very glad to have done that. I could be one of them, but I would be able to talk about it in 2 weeks. I'm moving to a new house EDC, so I'm overloaded now. I mean, that could be a vibe. It depends on what kind of time you have, because I'm talking about like, so what I tend to do is I outsource back home. I outsource to Nigeria, and I hire people to like work on stuff as their full-time job. Like for example, we just brought on a video editor whose job it is to edit the content that's going to be going onto the channel very soon. He's getting a lot better at it as well. He started this week, and so I'm teaching him the rules of the game and how to play and so on and so forth. So he's his full-time thing is to edit the videos for Nexus. So I'm gonna get like 2 other people whose full-time jobs it is to do the rest, and I can afford to do that because of the way that the exchange rate works out, where I can pay them a very good wage for what it's like back home. But it doesn't like bankrupt me over here. So yeah, that's, at least for the time being, is what I'm doing in terms of finding staffing, just to make sure that costs don't prevent us from getting through the doors. But still, we'll talk. So the beta deadline is still start of next year. I wouldn't say... we absolutely, let's talk about it. We can talk about it in 2 weeks, right? So I wouldn't say deadline, because I mean I work for myself, right? It's more of a goal than a deadline, right? Like if it's not ready for start of next year, then it's just not ready for start of next year. Like no one dies or anything like that. But my aim is first quarter of next year to have the open beta ready to share, and it's looking like we're on track for that. Because what's this? This is coming to the end of October. We've got the things that remain to be added into the game in terms of new cards are the Reaper avatars, so 7 avatars. Then we have 8 runes, 4 from the Reaper subset and 4 from the Ancient Beast subset. So that is altogether 7 plus 8. I hate math. 15. That's 15 cards. And then we have the Daemon, the Valiant subset, which is another 3 cards, and the Aria subset, which is another 3 cards. So I think that puts us at 21. Yeah, I think that's 21 more cards to add into the game, which I 100% think that we can do within the space of a month Yeah, a month to a month and a half is more than enough time for that. And then we spend the rest of that time on getting things, again, like I said, polished. So we work on the PvP, we work on the spectate feature, we work on the putting it on Apple for like test flight and everything like that. We work on, what's it called? I've got a list. I don't know why I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. I've got a list of things written down that sort of need to be organized and sorted. Like, oh right, daily activities like missions that people can be doing during the open beta and so on and so forth. Well, not missions. It's more so just like being able to earn rewards from playing ranked to get yourself sigils to then be able to use on cosmetics and to pull for cards and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do, but I do think it's realistic to say that all of the new cards will be added before the end of this year, and then the beginning part of next year is just going to be spent on polishing things down, getting things to where I want them to be for the beta, which means first quarter of next year is still looking very, very realistic. I mean, case in point, it took them... So this new build has 5 cards from the Ancient Beast subset, 4 Daemon avatars, and 3 Swamp Dwellers. That is 12 cards in total, I think. And it took them about, I want to say 12 days to do, right? So 12 cards in 12 days, that's basically a card a day. That being said, some of these effects are a lot easier. Like, for example, all of the Ancient Beast avatars have one of the same effects, right? They all have either Ally of the Ancients or Ally of the Ancients Plus. Same with the Daemons. They duplicate each other's effects. So it's not as, I would say it's more akin to like doing 8 cards in that space of time. So we're very much on track before the end of the year to have the outstanding 21 done, because that's a 2-month window. And then it's just, looking for bugs, balance test. Well, not even balance testing, just looking for bugs before the release of the open beta, getting as much sorted as we can before the open beta to allow that to run smoothly. And then once I'm confident that the open beta is close to being ready, then I'm going to start doing like the full-on promotional run for it before it's actually out. And then we take it from there. Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this evening. Again, I'm really happy with where this build is at. We've got a lot of good feedback for the dev team, so we'll see what they think about what we've got to say. And we take it from there. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. God bless. And I'll catch you guys in a bit.